Greetings, fellow YouTubers. This is Ed with the Budget Armory channel, and this is a response to Goindeff's question as to why I carry concealed. It's a great question, and I'm glad he asked it. And really, it's something we should not only be asking other people, but also asking ourselves, why do we carry concealed? Because I think we should know the reason. I have two main reasons why I carry concealed. One, it is my constitutional right to do so. My state allows it. I went through the course, I took the test, I qualified, and now I have a concealed carry weapons permit. The second reason is just as important, and that is because I'm obligated to. I'm obligated to provide protection not only for myself, but also for my family. Now, that being said, because I've gone through the course, I've had the training, that means the burden of responsibility is now greater upon me as to when I actually can present my firearm in a defensive situation, whether it's a concealed carry situation or if it's a home invasion scenario. There are situations that dictate that I can and others that say I cannot. In my home state of North Carolina, we have basically what's known as the rule of retreat, which means we are mandated that if at all possible, we are to just leave the situation and avoid any avoid the possibility, if at all possible. I'm repeating myself. By all means, avoid a situation where we would have to present our weapon. So, in other words, don't be stupid and walk down a dark alley by yourself. You know, that kind of thing. Don't put yourself in those situations because legal issues and just push ethical issues. You don't carry a gun so you can take out the bad guys. You carry a gun specifically for defense. It's not a show of muscle. It's not to boost your ego or make you feel more manly. In fact, I think it's a bigger man that walks away from a situation than one that pulls a gun out and tries to, end the conversation or the argument that way. Massad Ayub's book, In the Gravest Extreme, is an excellent handbook for defensive handgunners, for both those that are experienced and inexperienced. I'm thinking of doing a video series actually on the book and kind of breaking down the chapters. The book is a little dated. It was published in 1980, but almost basically everything applies. Also, you have responsibility to know when you can use deadly force in your own home, because I know in each state the law varies. I know in a previous state I lived in, if they're in your house, you don't have carte blanche, but let me put it this way. I was talking to a sheriff's deputy in a previous state that I lived in, not in my current state, that said we were having a discussion about home defense situations, as a matter of fact. And this is a quote, he said, if you shoot somebody and they fall outside of your house, let's say they're in the doorway, you be sure to drag them back inside. So, the castle law was very much in effect in that state. In the state of North Carolina, we have basically a threshold rule or a threshold law, meaning that if somebody's trying to break into the house, as soon as any extremity or part of their body crosses a threshold, let's say a window sash, a doorway, then we can go ahead and shoot, and justifiably. But at the same time, we are not allowed to use deadly force to retrieve personal property. And there are a lot of other rules and maybe some exceptions in between that as well. So as a concealed carry permit holder or as a gun owner, we have a responsibility to know when we can and cannot use deadly force. My concealed carry weapons trainer, the guy that taught our course, put it in a way I never thought of before. But he said you have to think of it this way, is that every bullet you fire in a self-defensive situation has an attorney attached to it. I mean, bonded to it. And you can never recall those bullets back. So there is not only an obligation, a right, but there's also a great responsibility that goes with concealed carry firearms or even a firearm in the home for defensive purposes or even sporting purposes. It doesn't matter. If you're a gun owner, it's your responsibility to not only take care of those around you and yourself, your loved ones, but also you have the responsibility of knowing when you can and cannot use your firearm. I don't have any great stories as to why I decided to get a concealed carry permit. Honestly, it's because I moved from Illinois and of course there's no concealed carry there, to North Carolina. I've lived in the Southeast before, and as soon as we moved, as soon as I could, I took a class and I got my concealed weapons permit. Don't ever carry concealed illegally, by the way, because if you're caught, most states it's a felony. You probably might get down to misdemeanor, but most likely you will never be able to get a concealed carry weapons permit in that state. So, great question, Goindeff. I'm glad you asked it, and I just thought I'd add this video to the pot. I've seen some of the other responses, and they're great too. But just remember everything that goes with carrying concealed and owning a firearm. Safety and responsibility, of course, are paramount. But that's all I have to say. Thank you so much.